Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. We're talking more about ear stretching today, the topic that I never seem to run out of things to share about. And this one is all about thickening your ears, which is something that I get asked about so often when it comes to stretching. Lynn, is there any way that I can make my ears thicker, healthier, just have more tissue to stretch with? And the answer is no, but the answer is also yes, just not in the way that you're thinking. Now, when most folks ask me, Lynn, can I make my ears thicker? They're hoping for like some kind of miracle, some kind of magical ability to just make your ears super thick and able to stretch way bigger than they could have previously and have all of this tissue. And that's not going to happen. I cannot magically make you grow more tissue or more skin on your ears. If you had naturally thin earlobes to start, if you've used unsafe stretching methods and now you have thin spots, if you have damage from blowouts or tears, I can't magically correct and fix that for you. But there is a lot that we can do to increase the health of the tissue of the lobe, blood flow to the lobe, and yes, even things that people have done that have definitely resulted in overall healthier, thicker looking earlobes. These people have still had thin spots and scar tissue, but their ears have become significantly healthier than they were previously. So let's talk about what we can do to keep our lobes healthy and kind of thicken our ears. First and foremost, the biggest thing is regular massage and naked time. These are two key things when it comes to any amount of ear stretching, whether you're still stretching, whether you're at your goal size. These are practices that you should be incorporating into your lobe care routine. Massage is pretty simple. I have a whole video here on my channel about my daily lobe routine. I'll link it in the comment section below and I'll link it up here. But it's literally just popping out your plugs and massaging your ears from time to time, using some kind of stretching balm or lotion that's going to help with moisturizing your ears and just giving your ears a little rub down. The heat from your fingers when you're massaging your ears is really good at promoting blood flow. The physical process of the massage is really beneficial for the same thing. And the product you're using can help moisturize, hydrate, just make your lobes overall healthier. So I suggest regular massage for anyone with stretched ears. Best practice would be to do it daily, incorporate it into your normal daily hygiene routines. I typically do mine after I brush my teeth and after I wash my face in the mornings. You can do it after you get out of the shower, before bed, but massaging your lobes daily, super beneficial. And if you don't want to remove your plugs, you can totally still massage your ears with your plugs in. Just go gently. Lift the ear and just kind of gently massage around the ear that's on the plug, and you'll still get very similar effects. Now, naked time is huge when we're talking about the health of an ear. I'm going to throw up some pictures here from one of my previous videos. We can see here, this is what my lobe looks like after a full day of wearing plugs or hangers or ear weights. We can see that the lobe is definitely stretched out, the tissue's looking a little bit thinner. I've been wearing something in them all day long. The weight and pressure of plugs or hangers has been on my lobe all day long. Now, I personally don't sleep with any jewelry on my lobes, so here is what my ear looks like when I wake up first thing in the morning. Look at how plump and healthy and thick it looks. It kind of looks like my ear has magically gotten thicker. It hasn't. When we're wearing plugs throughout the day, it's putting a lot of pressure on our lobes. Our lobes are supporting the weight of the plug. They're moving around while we're moving our head, hangers and ear weights to an even larger degree. This really stretches out that tissue, gets it to its full expansion. It also means there's a little bit less blood flow in the lobe because all of those blood vessels, all that circulation is being stretched out over the surface of our plug. So giving your ears some naked time, especially sleeping without plugs in, is beneficial for a bunch of reasons. It allows extra blood flow to the ear. It allows the ear to rest and relax without plugs in. It gives them some time to air out. It's perfect time to hydrate and moisturize the lobe and let it absorb some extra hydration and extra moisture. It prevents you from having to worry about your plug falling out in your sleep or pinching your lobe, causing all sorts of issues. Sleeping without jewelry in and naked time is super, super, super beneficial for your ears. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that if you are still actively stretching up, if you are not at your goal size yet, this might not be a practice for you. I had to wear plugs 24/7 the whole time I was stretching, because if I slept without my plugs in, my ears would tighten up so much overnight that I would be making zero stretching progress towards going up to the next size. My ears just were not that loose. I would say most people cannot sleep without plugs in while still actively stretching. Most people's ears are just going to tighten up so much overnight. Now that I'm at goal size, that tightening is great, because if I were to sleep with plugs in, by day 2, the second I just turned my head too fast, these things would be flying out of my ears. My ears would be so loose from wearing plugs for so long. So I sleep without plugs in because that little bit of natural tightening that happens at night is really beneficial to my ears, and it makes it so that my plugs aren't falling out and hitting my clients in the face while I'm piercing all day. But that tightening is going to be detrimental if you're looking to stretch up. I have a whole video here on my channel about naked training your lobes and being able to do that. I'm going to link it in the description box below, and I'm going to link it up here. If that's something you're interested in, I would definitely check it out. Getting some naked time for your lobes is super beneficial for them, but weigh the pros and cons if you are still stretching, see what's going to work for you, and don't feel bad if you can't sleep with them out because you're still stretching. That's super normal. Now, the big thing y'all came here for, the trick that I have actually seen thicken people's lobes up, make people's lobes healthier, help people who previously thought they'd never go past 3/4 or 7/8, make it all the way to 2 inches, and you're not going to like it. It's downsizing and re-stretching. For a lot of folks who have some thin spots, who have some blowouts, or who tore, who stretched some piercings that weren't super well placed, or just had very, very small earlobes to begin with, downsizing and re-stretching multiple times can be incredibly beneficial to giving your lobes time with more blood flow, time for that skin to thicken up and plump up, time for the elasticity of your ears to kind of come back, get a little bit better, get a little bit more elastic, and it is a very patience-based process. Typically, how I suggest doing it is get to whatever size where you're looking at your ears and you're like, ooh, I'm not loving how these look. I'm not loving how these feel. I don't know if I'm going to be making it to my goal. I just want ears that are a little bit healthier. From there, take your plugs out. Take your plugs out. Don't put anything in them. Massage them every day. Use a really great balm or lotion or oil, whatever works for your skin. You've heard me talk about it here on my channel before. The Signature Balm from South Shore Dormans is my current favorite lobe care product. It is incredible. It's all sorts of good stuff. I love it. Massage your ears every day and give your ears about 3 months with no plugs, just to have full blood flow, to let that skin shrink down and get as healthy as possible, to let your skin just have that time to breathe, to recover, to heal. Then, slowly, stretch back up. Many folks can stretch back up a little bit faster if they've been to a size previously. It's always important to listen to your body and go at the pace that works for you. Get back to that size that you were at. Assess how your lobes are looking. Maybe you go a little bit further. Keep stretching up a couple more sizes, maybe many more sizes. Get to a point where either you're really happy with your lobes and it's the size you want, or you're looking at your lobes in the mirror again and you're going, ooh, that thin spot's looking kind of thin again. I'm not loving how these look again. Take your plugs back out. Leave them out for 3 months. Take care of your ears. Moisturize, massage, baby them. Stretch back up again. All of this done very slowly, very intentionally. This is not like a speed run to getting thicker, healthier ears. This is something that you go into with so much intentionality, with so much patience, and with your eyes really fixed on that long-term goal of really healthy, really stable lobes and being at the goal size you want. But getting there requires these short-term sacrifices of the size that you've gained so far and of a couple months without plugs in your ears, without wearing weights, without wearing hangers, to get your lobes into a healthier place. Now, I have seen this process work wonders for people who had the patience and the diligence to do it correctly. I have had clients who have had very small attached earlobes who really wanted to make it to like 1 inch, and I was just not sure we were going to have enough healthy tissue to do that. We stretched him up to 1/2 inch. I wasn't loving how his lobes were looking, and I suggested we try this. We removed it. downsized. They shrank all the way down to about a 0, left him out for 3 months, gave him time, then we stretched back up. This time around, we went up to 3/4, and things were looking really good. And he really thought about stopping at 3/4, but inch had been his dream for a long time. So we did it again. We took out plugs. This time he left them out for almost a year, massaged his ears all the time, took really great care of them, stretched back up again, went to 7/8 this time. Same thing. Ears were just not quite looking as full and as thick as he wanted, wasn't feeling as good wearing plugs all day. Took him out again, this time for a couple of months. They downsized only to about 5/8. Took really good care of the lobes, put him back in. Last time around, made it all the way to inch. He is still at an inch to this day. His lobes look great. They're definitely on the thin side. He didn't have a lot of lobe to work with in the first place, but he made it to his goal size. And honestly, I don't know that he would have made it to his goal size without tearing or really damaging his ears if he hadn't done this downsizing and restretching process and given his lobes a break, given his lobes time to rest, given his skin time to heal, to build back in those lipid layers, to get really healthy, and just really slowly worked his ear up to the size that he wanted it. It kind of reminds me of the same concept when it comes to working out and flexibility, that rest days are just as crucial to growing bigger muscles or becoming more flexible as active workout days. And if you don't take any rest days, you're actually going to be hurting your fitness progress, not gaining more by pushing yourself every day. Rest and time for your muscles to heal and rebuild is a crucial part of that. And it's kind of the same thing when we're stretching our ears. Giving our ears this time to rest, to rebuild, to get healthy is a part of the process of stretching our ears safely and well. Now, I can't stress enough that this is not like a guaranteed thing. It's not necessarily going to work for everyone. If you have massive major blowouts, super thin spots, you're stretching really poorly placed piercings, this is probably not going to magically give you healthy, never blown out, well-placed piercings to stretch, right? But if you don't have issues that are that serious going on, or if you do really want to try and get thicker, healthier lobes, or you're close to a goal size, but you just don't feel like you're going to get there in a healthy way that you want, I would definitely consider downsizing and restretching. There is a lot to be said for how much this can bring to your lobes, giving them this break, giving them this rest period, and I understand that it is hard. We don't want to give up this progress that we feel like we've made from stretching. We get very attached to it, but we have to focus on that long-term goal. Not the short-term goal of where your ears are now or how much stretching you've done, but the long-term goal of where you want your ears to be for the rest of your life. What your overall goal size is, what your overall look for your lobes that you want is, which is probably thick, healthy, happy earlobes. And sometimes we have to take a few steps back in order to go all the way forward to our goals. I hope this video helps. If you're stretching and you just have some concerns about the process, or you're not sure how your lobes are looking, and I cannot ever encourage everyone enough to take your time with ear stretching, practice patience. It is not about the destination, it is about the journey. It is about connecting with our body and being present with our body and honoring what our body is doing for us by stretching. And a really great way to do that is knowing when to take a step back and give our bodies time to rest and heal before we continue to ask them to push and grow for us. Thanks so much for hanging out and chatting. Leave any more comments about stuff you want me to cover with stretching in the comments section below. I don't know how we keep finding stretching topics to talk about, but it seems as though I will never run out of ear stretching content to make for y'all, and I'm so here for it. And I can't wait till the next time we sit down and chat. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.